Bethesda's Indiana Jones game may finally have a name. It's not a good name, but at least it's proof of life. Twitter sleuth Coacasis believes they've figured out the name of Bethesda's upcoming Indiana Jones video game, and well, it's right up there with howlers like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny. According to a bunch of Earls recently registered by the rights holder Lucasfilm, the name looks like to be Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Perhaps the Earl for the Lovely Triangle was already taken? As yet, absolutely is nothing known about the Great Circle beyond this accidentally discovered detail. Not even a genre is out there. We know from another leak that this game was originally meant to have been released in 2022, and from FTC court documents that's going to be an Xbox exclusive, but beyond that, crickets. It's been known that Swedish developer Machine Games has been working on Indiana Jones license for at least 3 years. It's the team behind the last decade's trilogy of Wolfenstein first-person shooter hits, The New Order, The New Colossus, and Youngblood. So an FPS seems likely. Owners Zentimax, the pharmaceutical-sounding name of Bethesda's holding company, have kept customarily quiet about what it might entail. Of course, that entire spider web of companies is now owned by Microsoft. We'll learn more with January 18's Xbox Showcase when the game is to be finally properly revealed. Of course, Microsoft and Bethesda were presumably hoping to wait until then before anyone found out what it was called. Oh god, what if the entire plan had been a name reveal? No actual footage. Current cases poking around Lucasfilm's paperwork has revealed not only addresses like Indiana Jones and the Great Circle Game.com and Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.com, but also a 2-year-old European trademark registered for the Great Circle. It's very disappointing to learn this is for the game and not George launching a new cult. What the hell is it with Indiana Jones and just the worst titles? This is a series that used to have wonderful names like Raiders of the Lost Ark and the Temple of Doom. Now we've got the Decent Hexagon or whatever it is, because I've already forgotten. However, there remains good reason to hope this will be a fun game given the talent of the team making it. We should hopefully know a lot more very soon. Dr. Games 101, while I try to get to the comments, what do you think of the Great Circle?
The Great Circle? As they're referring to the inner circles of like the Illuminati and shit like that. I mean, it sounds catchy at first, but it is what it is for this Indiana Jones game, because every Indiana Jones game we have is not as impactful in the gaming sphere. So it's good in theaters or the movies and all, but not in games. And the last time that I can think of an Indiana Jones game that was all right to play but had horrible reviews was the N64 version.
Oh, so, the N64 version was the worst.
Yeah, worse than Superman N64.
I don't know if it's that bad, but it's close.
So every Indiana Jones game we had since then, it's kind of like, come on now, guys. Like, what do you expect,
Well, Lego Indiana Jones was fine.
Okay.
Yeah, but after Indiana Jones and the Infernal Machine, which was the Nintendo 64 game, anything that was actually Indiana Jones has been bad or mediocre. I think we got an Indiana Jones game for Games with Gold that wasn't anything special also.
Okay.
So, now that I got the comments up, I'll read the comments. As titles, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull and Dial of Destiny aren't much different from Raiders of the Lost Ark, Temple of Doom, and Last Crusade. It's just the last two names in film order are tainted by a really bad and very mediocre movie. I really strongly disagree. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is such a clumsy mouthful on its face and was decided long before we all had our childhood stomped on when learning what that skull actually was. Dial of Destiny sounds like some crappy 90s point-and-click adventure, or indeed the cardboard DRM that's shipped with one. But Temple of Doom? That's just magic on its own rights. It sounds like the best pulpy adventure novel. I'm just saying it either had a film to go with those names, people would think of the names as bad. Crystal Skull is now unavoidably linked with one of the worst AAA bombs of an action movie. So, do you have a problem with Indiana Jones? Do you have a problem with that title, or is it just the how Indiana Jones games have been as a whole?
It's how the games has been as a whole for the last 25, almost 30 years now. Because, like I said, since the N64 era, it's like they're not doing so well with these Indiana Jones games. Now, Tomb Raider, of course, has been doing very well, obviously, because it's originally based on in a video game, and then even in theaters, the movies and all did a good job too with what's her name? Uh,
Angelina Jolie.
yeah, Angelina Jolie and all. She was good back in the 2000s with the Tomb Raider games, Tomb Raider movies and all. But not the other way around with the Indiana Jones games, with the from movies to video games. So it's yeah, let's stick with movies, hold off on the video games for the Indiana Jones, and I think it'll be good for now.
Yeah. Well, I hope that when news comes out later this week, if it's more than just a name reveal, otherwise they're not going to have anything to reveal. Um,
Hmm.
but yes, I like the article though that the writer called it decent hexagon or whatever it's called. Um, yeah. So Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It's a very underwhelming name. I got to admit that. Um, yeah, and Indiana Jones games as a whole have been disappointing. Um, so they really got to do something to make this game be great, but we have nothing to judge on what it's going to be. We don't know the genre. We don't know what it's going to entail. So,
And for it to stand out too,
huh?
and for it to stand out as well from other games.
Yeah, yeah. It just can't be a mediocre um, game. Otherwise, that's not going to change people's perception.
Hmm.